Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Everyday English Practice Podcast. I'm Emma.
And I'm Jack. We're really happy you're here with us today.
Wherever you're listening from, maybe at home, maybe driving, maybe walking outside, thank you for learning English with us.
Emma, before we start today's topic, how was your weekend?
Oh, it was actually very relaxing. I didn't do much. I stayed home, watched a movie, and tried to cook something new.
Tried?
Yes, tried.
That word seemed.
Exactly.
And how did the food look?
Honestly, it looked amazing, but
But it didn't taste amazing. Well, today's topic is already appearing naturally in our conversation.
yes, today we're talking about a very common confusion in English.
The difference between seems and looks.
These two words are small,
Very small.
but they can change the meaning of a sentence in important ways.
And many English learners either use them incorrectly.
Or they use looks for every situation,
Exactly. They say it looks good for everything.
even when they are not talking about appearance.
So today we're going to fix that.
We'll explain it simply,
We'll use real-life examples.
and we'll learn through natural conversation.
And before we continue, if you enjoy learning English in this relaxed way, don't forget to like this episode, subscribe to the Everyday English Practice podcast, and practice speaking with us by repeating sentences out loud.
All right, let's begin slowly. Emma, when you hear the word looks, what do you think about first?
Something visual, something I can see with my eyes.
Exactly. Looks is usually connected to appearance. For example,
She looks tired.
that means you can see something on her face. Maybe her eyes are heavy, maybe she isn't smiling, maybe she looks sleepy.
So based on what you see, you say, she looks tired.
Here's another example.
The sky looks dark.
Yes, you can see dark clouds, so maybe it's going to rain.
But notice something interesting. You didn't say the sky seems dark.
You could say it, but the feeling changes slightly.
And now we're entering the deeper meaning.
Let's make it very clear.
We use looks when we talk about what we can see visually.
For example,
She looks happy.
he looks older.
That cake looks delicious.
In all of these examples, you are describing something visual.
Now imagine this situation. A friend walks into the room. Their hair is messy, their clothes look wrinkled, their eyes look tired.
You might say, you look tired today, because you can see physical signs.
Exactly. Now let's talk about seems.
Seems is not only about what you see, it's about your impression, your feeling, or your interpretation of a situation.
For example, she seems upset.
Maybe she's quiet. Maybe she isn't talking much. Maybe her voice sounds different. You don't just see something physical, you feel something emotionally.
That's why we use seems.
Let's compare two sentences. First,
She looks angry.
that means you can see clear physical signs. Maybe her face is red, maybe her eyebrows are tight, maybe she's frowning.
Now listen to this. She seems angry.
In this case, maybe she's speaking in a cold tone. Maybe she's answering very shortly. Maybe something feels off. You're not completely sure, but you feel something in the situation.
And this is very important. Seems often includes uncertainty. It shows that you are making an impression, not a direct visual observation.
Imagine meeting a friend after a long time. You see them smiling, you say, "You look happy," because you see the smile. But if they are quiet during the conversation, you might say, "You seem different today." Here, you're not talking about appearance. You're talking about energy or behavior.
Now let's look at sentence structure. Both looks and seems are often followed by adjectives.
For example,
She looks tired.
he seems busy.
Very natural. We can also use another common structure. Looks like, seems like.
For example,
It looks like it's going to rain.
it seems like he's upset.
These expressions are extremely common in daily conversations, and we'll explore them more deeply in part 2. because the word like changes the structure slightly.
But for now, let's practice.
If the food on your plate is beautiful, you say it looks delicious.
If your friend is quiet and serious, you say she seems worried.
Notice the difference carefully. Visual evidence versus emotional impression. Appearance versus feeling. That is the foundation.
And here's something interesting. This topic seems simple, but it's deeper than it looks.
That was the perfect example.
Yes, the same sentence using both words correctly.
And that's why understanding this difference helps your English sound more natural.
So let's review the foundation one more time.
Looks equals what your eyes see.
Seems equals what your mind feels or interprets.
Now that we have the foundation, we're ready to go deeper.
Because real English conversations are not always black and white.
Exactly. Sometimes the difference is subtle.
And that's where fluency begins.
So in the next part of this episode, we'll explore two very common expressions, looks like and seems like.
These appear everywhere in real English conversations. You'll hear them in movies, daily conversations, and workplace discussions. And once you understand them, your English will sound much more natural. So, stay with us. All right, welcome back, everyone. If you listened to the first part of this episode, we talked about the basic difference between the words looks and seems. We learned that looks usually connects to something we can see with our eyes, and seems is more about our impression, our interpretation, or our feeling about a situation. Now, in this part of the episode, we're going to go deeper because in real conversations, these two words appear in many different structures, and the most common ones are looks like and seems like. Exactly. You hear these expressions everywhere, in everyday conversations, in movies, in offices, and even when people are thinking out loud. So let's begin with the expression looks like. Looks like is often used when we are making a conclusion based on visual information. For example, imagine you are looking out the window right now. The sky is dark, there are heavy clouds, maybe the wind is getting stronger. You might say, it looks like it's going to rain. You didn't check the weather forecast, you didn't read the news, you simply looked outside and made a conclusion. Now let's compare that with seems like. Imagine you are inside an office building. You cannot see the sky, but your coworkers are talking about the weather. Someone says there might be a storm. The wind sounds loud outside. You might say, it seems like it's going to rain. Here, your conclusion is not based on direct visual evidence, it's based on information and impressions. So this difference is important. Looks like often connects to visual evidence, seems like often connects to interpretation or indirect information. Let's look at another example. You see your friend walking slowly. Their shoulders are down, their eyes look tired. You might say, you look exhausted today. Now imagine a different situation. Your friend is talking slowly. They are not smiling much. They seem quiet. You might say, you seem tired today. You didn't focus on physical appearance, you focused on behavior and energy. That's the subtle difference. Now, here's something interesting. Sometimes both looks like and seems like are possible, but they create slightly different feelings. Let's imagine a restaurant situation. A waiter brings a beautiful plate of food. You look at it and say, wow, that looks delicious. You're talking about the visual appearance of the food. Now, imagine your friend recommended the restaurant earlier. They told you the food is incredible. Before you even see the plate, you might say, it seems like this place has amazing food. Here, you're talking about reputation or information, not visual evidence. Exactly, and this happens a lot in English. Now let's explore another everyday situation. You walk into an office meeting. One person is typing very quickly. Their desk is full of papers. Their phone keeps ringing. You might say, it looks like you're very busy, because you can see the activity. But imagine you receive an email from that person. They respond very slowly. Their answers are short. You might say, she seems busy today. You are interpreting the situation based on behavior, not just visual signs. Now let's talk about politeness, because sometimes choosing seems instead of looks makes a sentence sound slightly softer. For example, you look tired. This sentence is very direct. It focuses strongly on appearance. But if you say, you seem tired, it feels slightly more gentle. It shows you are making an observation, but you are not completely certain. This leaves space for the other person to respond, and this is very common in polite English conversations. Now let's explore another everyday example. Imagine your friend is quiet during a dinner. You might say, you seem quiet tonight, instead of saying, you look quiet, which sounds slightly strange because quietness is behavior, not appearance. Exactly. Now let's talk about another common mistake. Many English learners use looks good for almost everything. For example, someone explains an idea and the learner says, that looks good. But you didn't see anything, you heard an idea. So a more natural sentence would be, that seems like a good idea, because you're expressing an opinion based on information, not visual evidence. This small change makes your English sound much more natural. Now let's practice with some short situations. Situation number 1, you see smoke coming from a building. You might say, it looks like something is burning, because you can see the smoke. Situation number 2, your coworker sounds frustrated during a phone call. You might say, she seems upset, because you're interpreting emotional behavior. Situation number 3, you see someone smiling and laughing. You might say, he looks happy, because the visual signals are very clear. Situation number 4, someone explains their ambitious plans for the future. You might say, she seems very determined, because you're judging based on attitude and speech. Very good. Now let's talk about another interesting word, appear. Appear is very similar to seem, but it sounds more formal. For example, he appears confident. She appears nervous. In everyday conversations, people usually prefer the word seems. For example, he seems confident, she seems nervous. But in formal writing, reports, or news broadcasts, you will often hear appears. For example, the company appears to be expanding internationally. So remember this simple idea. Looks equals visual, seems equals impression, appears equals formal version of seems. Now let's imagine a short conversation between friends. I met Sarah today. Oh, really? How did she look? She looked happy. That's good. But she seemed a little distracted. Maybe something is on her mind. That's a perfect example of how these words work together in real conversation. Now, imagine another situation. You start a new job. On your first day, your manager greets you warmly. They smile and shake your hand. You might think, he looks friendly, because you can see the smile and body language. But later, during the meeting, your manager speaks very seriously and gives detailed instructions. You might think, he seems very strict. Now we see both words used in the same situation. One describes appearance, the other describes behavior and impression. This is exactly how fluent speakers use these words. Now let's explore something deeper. Language is not only about grammar, it's also about perception. When you choose between looks and seems, you're choosing how you interpret reality. Are you describing something your eyes see or something your mind understands? This difference might seem small, but it helps your English sound more natural and thoughtful. Now, let's add some adverbs. For example, she looks really happy. He seems very confident. These combinations are extremely common. You might also hear, she seems incredibly talented. He looks extremely tired. Adverbs help add emotion and detail. Now let's imagine another everyday situation. You walk into an office meeting. One person is typing very quickly. Their desk is full of papers. Their phone keeps ringing. You might say, it looks like you're very busy, because you can see the activity. But imagine you receive an email from that person. They respond very slowly, their answers are short. You might say, "She seems busy today." You are interpreting the situation based on behavior, not just visual signs. Now let's practice one final set of examples. You see dark circles under someone's eyes. You say, "You look tired." Your friend cancels plans and sounds quiet on the phone. You say, "You seem tired." You see someone smiling brightly. You say, "She looks happy." Someone speaks passionately about their dreams. You say, "He seems motivated." Very good. If you can feel this difference naturally, your English fluency will improve a lot because small choices like this make conversations sound more natural. Before we finish today's episode, let's review the key idea one more time. Looks describes visual appearance. Seems describes interpretation or impression. Appears is a formal version of seems. If you remember this simple rule, you will use these words correctly most of the time. And the more you listen to English conversations, the more natural this difference will feel. Language learning is not only about memorizing rules, it's about noticing patterns, it's about listening carefully, and it's about practicing again and again. So the next time you speak English, try paying attention to these small details. When you describe something visual, use looks. When you describe a feeling or interpretation, use seems. Over time, it will become automatic, and that's when your English will truly begin to sound natural. If you enjoyed this episode and learned something new today, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the Everyday English Practice podcast. Share this episode with a friend who is learning English too. And most importantly, keep practicing a little bit every day. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye, everyone.